Okay, so now we're going to look at how we can divide 4-digit numbers by a 1-digit divisor. So if we have a look at our first example here, we have 1,697 and we're dividing that by 2. And I can tell that I'm already going to have a remainder because I know that to divide anything by 2 equally it needs to be an even number. So I need to be prepared for that. So we're going to use the same process that we've used for the past 2 examples. But we're still going to need to use our times table chart to help us with our times table facts so that we can work this out correctly. So if I have a look at my divisor, I've got 2, and I'm trying to fit that into this digit here, this 1, which represents 1,000. And I know that 2 is bigger than 1, so it's not going to fit inside. So I put my 0 at the top to show that it doesn't actually fit into that digit. But now what I'm going to do is combine my 1,000 and my 100, so I'll put those two together. So this time I'm actually looking how many times 2 fits into 16. And I know that by looking at my times table chart, 2 times 8 actually equals 16. So I know that it fits evenly there. So I don't have a remainder now because it fits evenly into 16. So then I look across at my next digit, which is the 9. So I'm looking now to see how many times 2 fits into 9. If I have a look at my 2 times tables again, I'm looking for the number that's closest to 9 without going over, and I can see that 2 times 5 is 10, so that's gone over. 2 times 4 is 8, so I know that 2 fits into 9 4 times, but because 2 times 4 is 8, it means that there is a remainder of 1. So I put my 1 there, and now that makes 17. So I'm looking at how many times I can fit 2 into 17. Have a look at my times table chart again, and I can see that the number that's closest to 17 without going over is 16. So 2 times 8 equals 16. So that means that 2 fits into 17 8 times, but I've got a remainder of 1. So my answer for 1,697 divided by 2 is 848, remainder 1. Now I'm going to have a look at my next example here, which is 2,187 divided by 5. I start in the same way by looking at my divisor, which is 5, seeing how many times that fits into 2 for that 2,000. And I know that because 5 is bigger than that 2, it's not actually going to fit in. So once again I put a 0 up the top to show that it's going to be less than 1,000, my answer. And now I'm going to combine the 2 and the 1, 2,000 and the 100, and seeing how many times 5 fits into 21. So I can use my times table chart here again, and I can see that 5 times 4 equals 20, and that's as close as I can get to 21 without going over. So I know that 5 fits into 21 4 times, and there's 1 remainder. So now I combine that 1 with the 8, and now I've got 18. So I'm looking at how many times 5 fits into 18. So if I have a look at my times table chart, looking at the closest number to 18 without going over in my 5's times tables, and I can see that the closest number is 15. The 5 times 3 equals 15, so it fits in 3 times, and there's a remainder of 3. So now I'm looking at this number here, which becomes 37. So I'm seeing how many times I can fit 5 into 37. So I'm going to use my times table chart again, and I'm looking for the number closest to 37 without going over, and I can see as I go across 5 times 7 equals 35, which is pretty close, but there's still a remainder of 2. So because it fits in 7 times, I'll put my 7 down there and my remainder of 2. So my answer to 2,187 divided by 5 is 437, remainder 2.